Welcome back, guys. So from this class I'm just gonna start teaching you Bootstrap professionally. So guys, before learning the Bootstrap you must know that you have to download some files, or actually if you just don't need to download the files, you must have to take the CDNs, okay, of the Bootstrap support files to run the Bootstrap in your system. You can't create the coding for the Bootstrap. There are some libraries you must have to download through the internet. So I just opened the browser, and there I'm just gonna put the address of the getbootstrap.com. Open the website of the Bootstrap. This is the official Bootstrap website. I'm just opening. You can see that the Bootstrap is the most popular HTML, CSS, and the JS framework for developing responsive mobile first projects on the web. There is a link to download the Bootstrap, or if you just want to know some more about the Bootstrap, you can go down and then you can see that the SAS less preprocessors Bootstrap using the SAS and less, and then the one framework every device. The best thing in the Bootstrap is it has only one framework for every device. You actually don't need to create the multiple themes for different devices as we have to do if you just simply if you just create the file simply using the HTML or HTML5 whatever. Well, the more interesting thing is it's full of feature. You can see a lot of interesting features of the Bootstrap, like links, buttons, and the inputs, whatever you want. It works with the JS as well. There's a link to download the Bootstrap, so let's just simply click on the download Bootstrap. Now there in the folder you can see that download Bootstrap currently 3.3.5 has a few easy ways to quickly get started, each one appealing to a different skill level and use case, whatever. Now there you can see that the Bootstrap compiled and minified CSS, JavaScript, and fonts. Yeah, Bootstrap has specific fonts as well, like the glyph icon. I'll just teach you how to use the glyph icons in the in the practical class. So there is a link, the Bootstrap CDN. Okay, so guys, there are two things. Actually, we will use the two ways to work with the Bootstrap. The first one, we will download the Bootstrap, and the second one is the using the CDN of the Bootstrap. First of all, I'm just copying the CDN. Actually, we don't need to download the Bootstrap. We can use the Bootstrap CDN as well. I'm just gonna download the CDN. Okay, these are the CDNs. Let's just simply copy and go there. I'm not gonna download, actually I'm just gonna copy and I just paste it there. Okay, so these files are actually the CDNs of the Bootstrap, and you can see that I just applied the Bootstrap in our project. The other thing is, this is the optional theme which we won't use, so I'm just gonna delete the optional theme here. Okay, because as I said that I'm not gonna use the optional theme now. The other thing is there are two files. You can see that the first one is a link. Link tag means this is the bootstrap.min.css. Perfect. But what is this? You can see that the latest compiled and minified CSS. The other thing is latest compiled and minified JavaScript, which means Bootstrap has a bootstrap.min.js file as well. It means it supports JavaScript, and interestingly it has a lot of jQuery features in itself. Okay, so actually Bootstrap is based on the CSS and the JavaScript as well. Not only the JavaScript, actually specifically the jQuery. Okay, so now if you just use jQuery for your project, for adding some kind of animations, creating accordions and a lot of things, so now you don't need to use the jQuery. You can use the Bootstrap using the Bootstrap classes. But definitely when there is a library of JavaScript, the Bootstrap, or actually there is a file of Bootstrap which based on the JavaScript and is specifically made on jQuery, so you need to paste the jQuery.js as well. So I'm just going back to the browser and simply typing jQuery.com to download the jQuery library or getting its CDN. Okay, so I just typed jQuery.com and it's opening. Now there you can see that what is jQuery? jQuery is a small, fast, and feature-rich JavaScript library. It makes things like HTML document traversal, manipulation, animation. It has Ajax as well, and whatever. But we don't need all that features. We just need to paste the jQuery, because we will use most of its feature using Bootstrap. Let us go to the download jQuery folder, or actually the page, and there is a download link. Now, downloading jQuery, compressed and uncompressed copies of the jQuery files are available. So what is the difference between the uncompressed and the compressed? Actually, you can see that these files, the bootstrap.min means minified, okay? There, the bootstrap.min, it means the minified JS and minified CSS. What is the difference between the minified and the uncompressed? Minified means compressed, and this the another is uncompressed. I'm just opening the compressed and uncompressed file in new tab. Actually, there isn't anything like downloading, we just simply have to copy. You can see that this is the minified version of the JS. Okay, you can see that there isn't any extra space like if you know about the JavaScript, then you know that we should add an enter there just after the or, just before the or, and there whatever, but it has no enters and no extra spaces. But in the other file, you can see that this is the minified version of the jQuery 1.11.3, but this is the jQuery 1.11.3.js means non-minified version. But there you can see that it has extra spaces and line breaks. So there is a very simple difference between the minified versions and the uncompressed versions. Is just like the uncompressed versions has spaces, you can read the uncompressed version easily, but the minified version has no extra spaces, okay, and no extra line breaks, so it's really hard to understand the uncompressed version. And definitely it saves a very little space, so you can download any of them whatever you prefer. I'm just gonna download the compress, but right now I'm not downloading, I'm going down, and there is the, you can see that using jQuery with the CDN, so I'm just gonna use the CDN of the jQuery. We don't need to use the migrate version, just simply copy the first one, the code.jQuery, the 1.11.3.min.js. actually the code.jquery.com is the link of this website. Okay, download this page or just simply add the link of the website. You can see that how I'm adding the jQuery CDN. Now, interesting thing is, if you just want to add the Bootstrap JS to your page, so something you must know. One thing is, if you just don't need to use the elements who has the jQuery features in the Bootstrap, so you can skip this file. You only need the link tag and the CSS file of the Bootstrap. But if you just want to use the jQuery featured elements of the Bootstrap, then you have to paste the bootstrap.js and then the jQuery.js as well. But if you just want to use the JavaScript, so you have to paste the jQuery file first, then the Bootstrap. This is really necessary. If you paste the jQuery.js after the bootstrap.js file, then it won't work, because definitely there are a lot of functions which must not be loaded without jQuery. And you know that the every programming language starts from the top, so definitely when the browser runs the jQuery, now it knows the features and the functions of the Bootstrap. Okay, that is why the jQuery should be first. Now this is the time to test that we did the job perfectly. So I'm just going to the body area, and there I'm just simply creating a div here, you can see that, and then go inside the div, and I'm not typing anything, I'm simply going to the div first tag, and there just adding the class, okay, which is necessary. Okay, the whole Bootstrap depends on the classes. We don't need to use IDs or any other functions, any techniques, we just need to put the classes. Here I'm just typing jumbotron. Okay, I'm just typing jumbotron, but before that, why not I just cut this jumbotron and simply open the file. Here is the file index.html, and now you can see that learn bootstrap with Shazay, Kamal and whatever, but the page is empty, definitely it has nothing. But now I'm just pasting the div class jumbotron. Now refresh that back, you can see that there is a big header, okay, which is covering the full width of the web page. Now this is called the Bootstrap. You just added the class of the jumbotron, and the jumbotron has been created. You can create the jumbotron by yourself using the style tag or the external CSS file. You know that you have to add the color, the background color, the width and the height, whatever you want. But there we didn't use any technique, simply use the jumbotron and then it's applied. So guys, I hope you understood all the things about the bootstrap, about applying the CDN of the bootstrap. We'll learn some more things in the next class. Stay tuned and goodbye.